by March, all of a sudden the whole world was put on a lockdown. New York, that was known as a city that never sleeps, was put and induced into a slumber. And somehow, in some way, it seems like a lot of New Yorkers have not waken up yet. And I don't know how long people are going to take, because I can't take it anymore. But one thing, I don't need the government to keep me safe. The government is there for the people, not for themselves or their own personal agendas. Because of my boldness, I have lost friends. I have family members that don't want to talk to me. Okay? I've been told to wear masks so that I can keep myself alive, but I have an immune system.
Maybe if I do my part, I'm a hero. I'll wear 1, I'll wear 2, I'll wear 3 if I can bring it down. I'll stay home if I have to. And the sad part is that, and I know people like this, who have believed from the get-go that the shutdown was necessary, and unfortunately they were willing to give up their livelihood, their children's freedom, their own personal freedom, and they're willing to give up basically their own personal movement, and I'll say their lives, to try to save somebody else.
I think this vaccine has the potential to kill billions. Now more and more doctors and scientists are saying that. I know of one who's actually saying this vaccine threatens the entire human race.
And I want the whole world to know that there are New Yorkers that are willing to fight for freedom. I would never bow down to any globalist. They have no right to tell us what to do. My right do not come from any man or any government. My right comes from a higher power.
We all kind of know inside. It's sort of like a connection to, it's a higher connection to source. Like if you don't have any sort of grounding spiritually, I feel like the fear of death overcomes, and that's really just the main root of all this fear is fear of death.
I'm really glad to see people who, I guess over the past year, have had the ability to think for themselves and realize that what's going on is basically a complete sham. And these are obviously people who are not in mind control.
Sitting in front of a computer is not enough. We need children to be in school. We need them to show their faces and their emotions, because they're humans, and no government is going to take my emotions away from me or my individuality.
6 feet apart, it's 6 feet under.
Mask mandates are the symbolic equivalent of the yellow star.
I want to ask you all to do one favor for me. I want you all to hug your neighbor. I might not be a scientist, but you know what I have that was given to me and that would never be able to be taken away from me? Common sense.
The Hippocratic Oath and the Nuremberg Code are the foundation of our real freedom, particularly in the medical healthcare field. First, to do no harm. And the voluntary informed consent is absolutely essential.
You are welcome to partake in the vaccination agenda, but hopefully there is a way that children can go to school without having to have 72 vaccines. I hope children can be children again and go to school and be dirty and not have a deep fear of germs and cooties and other people, human beings. That's what I hope.
My daughter was put on a slow vaccination schedule because we have a history of a lot of neurological disorders and autoimmune disorders in our family. And unfortunately, after her second DTaP, she went to the emergency room. So, that's how we got involved. And I just haven't had the guts to give him any vaccines at all. He's completely unvaccinated so far, and we don't really plan on vaccinating him at all, but I don't know how we're going to get them to go to school, and it's just a big disaster. We want to stay in New York State, and I love New York City. I grew up here.
If we don't fight for our freedom, we will lose it, and it will happen again. And it'll be a global Holocaust. Dissenting voices are demonized and silenced, be they doctors, scientists, even Nobel Prize winners. Debate is not allowed. Why? What are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? The truth.
Are you going to fight for freedom? Or are you going to be allowed to be enslaved? Because this is the only time that we got. We're running out of time, people. And guess what? We will not take this anymore in New York. Fight. We had to fight for this. This is the last time, the last chance